Hello, I am RAMACHANDRABABU. I passed out from Pune Film Institute in 1971. Before that, I studied in Madras Loyola College, BSc Chemistry. After graduation, I joined the Film Institute. At the time of joining, I was not very familiar with cinematography as such, and I just knew only the basics of still photography, which I used to practice during my vacation with chemicals and other things, because we had to study photography as part of our course in chemistry. So I was a raw hand. I joined in the Film Institute. I learnt everything from the Pune Film Institute. I passed out in 71, and then while doing my final year, my senior John Abraham was making a Malayalam film. The script was by Asad, who was also a senior to me in screenplay writing. So both of them invited me to do their camera work in their first film. That was Vidyarthi Idile Idile in 1971. So whilst doing my final year itself, I got a break to enter the industry. And at the time, I was not very familiar with the studio processes. I didn't know where to hire the equipments. I didn't know what are the labs there and how is their processing and things like that. So I came to Chennai, and then I learned from my colleagues there that where you can hire the equipments and what are the outdoor units and where you get the equipments and other things like that. At the time, mostly films are shot in black and white. So you have RO negative or Eastman negative, I mean Kodak negative. So you have a choice of using RO negative or Kodak, but Kodak was much more expensive, so mostly RO was used. So RO, you have high speed negative as well as slow speed negative also. So we were shooting in RO negative. And at the time, usually in black and white, when you shoot, for each magazine you have to take a test, that is 5 feet in the beginning or end test. So that test has to be developed, and according to that, that roll will be processed. So for each and every magazine, you have to take a test either in the beginning or in the end. So that was the procedure. So usually they used to take close-up shots, but actually I thought why take close-ups, because close-ups will be giving a variation. So I thought I'll give a neutral density 18% gray card as a test. So then I exposed a card, 18% gray card in the beginning or in the end, and then gave it to the lab. And then immediately after shooting next day, the producer told me that the lab chief wanted to meet me. So I went and met Vahini lab chief who was there, Mr. Sengupta was there. So he told me, what is this? It's all blank. There's no close-up or things like that. Because they saw it's all blank, they did not develop that. Then I explained him that I said, you see, sir, this is 18% gray card. You process it for that according to your density, then it will be all right. And then he said, no, what you are telling is theoretically correct, but here people are used to seeing close-ups. So that means they will go according to that. So please hereafter take close-ups so that it will be all right. So that was my first encounter with the lab people. Then another thing was, mostly in those days, most of the films are being shot in studio floors. So, but our film was being shot in locations, and that too we had a sync shooting also planned. So we used a Arri camera with blimp, and we got a Stellavox recorder from Chitralega's Film Society, Trivandrum. So Mr. Devdas was their sound recordist. So he came over there and he was doing the recording with that equipment. Actually, even though in crowded locations we were shooting, doing sync shooting only. So that was another experience. Usually people don't shoot in sync shoot in real locations. That was also a very innovative thing we were doing in those days. And also in indoor locations, I was using bounce lighting was using. I was using soft light. I used to have some boards, and I bounced light on the walls and ceilings and board, etc. So actors they are not used to that. So the leading actress told the producer, this cameraman, he is not putting any light on my face. He is putting light on the wall or on the ceiling or on the board. He is not putting any light on my face. So my face will be seen like that. So the producer also got worried because he is a new man. So he has to listen to them. So only when he saw the rushes, he got satisfied. Because in those days, artist's face will be, used to light up with spotlights and things like that. So they will be feeling the heat on their face. So they are satisfied that they are getting the light, correct light, things like that. So when I was using the soft light, they did not know that they are getting light, because then no light is coming direct to them. That was another thing. So that was my first experience with the film industry, because I have not worked with any other person as assistant, or I have not even gone to a film set. I didn't know anything about that, but I picked up a lot of things by working, experimenting and things like that, because I have been always fond of experimenting. Trying different things like that. Like that only, actually, in Pune Film Institute, Subrata Mitra came to take classes. So he has developed a box type of light. So that box light was adapted by Balu Mahendra, and it was brought to Chennai, and it became a common feature. But I thought that instead of a box light, you have to carry all those things. So I had devised a big wooden frame with plastic sheets, white plastic sheets I fixed, and then through it I used to throw the light so that it gives the same soft light effect, and which I have been using continuously. And then afterwards many people have adapted it. They used gateway sheets or acrylic sheets and things like that. So that was in that time, most of the senior cinematographers, they were asking me how you are shooting in locations, because small rooms, how you are shooting locations. You can't put light anywhere on the top, because in those days people are used to shoot in film studios. So they used to have this catwalk around, and you can place the lights anywhere, but that was not possible. In a real location, you can't have lights, you can't have catwalks, or you can't fix lights overhead and things like that. So you have to manipulate, because always in locations you have to be innovative, and you have to create things according to the locations and availability of light sources, like windows or doors and things like that. So to work in a location, you have to be always innovative. Whereas when you go to studio, they have the standard lighting pattern. So somebody will put the background lights, and somebody will put the backlights, and only all you have to do is place key lights and fill lights and like that. So that was the one thing which many of the people in those working in studios, they were finding it difficult to adapt to these locations. But gradually it changed, and now everybody is both shooting in locations as well as film studio setup also. After Vidyarthigale, I did a number of black and white films in Malayalam. Very acclaimed and well-known filmmakers made those films. G.S. Paniker's Ekagini and K.J. George's first film Swapnadam, which won many state awards, and also Nirmalyam by M.T. Vasudhavan, which got the Best Picture National Award also for M.T. and Best Actor National Award for P.J. Antony. So that was the time while I was doing mostly black and white Malayalam films. Then John Abraham's Agraharathil Kazhai was my first Tamil film, which I did with John Abraham, which also got a national award for John Abraham.
போன மணியக்காரனாத்து பிள்ளை திடீர்னு திரும்பி வந்துட்டாமாமா. எல்லாருக்கும் ஆச்சரியமா போயிடுது.
And then later on, director of Chemmin, national award winning director RAMACHANDRABABU called me to do his film Deep. That was my first experience in working in color films. That was shot in Minicoy Island in Laccadives. So that was the first film shot in Laccadives, because previously nobody has shot there. You have to go by ship, and you can return only after 15 days, because every 15 days is the shipping service. So a big director like RAMACHANDRABABU has entrusted me to do that film, and I was very anxious to work with him, because he is a very established director. But he was very friendly, and he gave me all freedom to do it as I like. Because it was a long trip, going there by ship to an island. There is no light, because there's no electricity in that island. So we can't use any lights. So we didn't have any lights, but we took only camera and reflectors and things like that. But while shooting there, we had to shoot inside a classroom, because he said you can't get the atmosphere, you can't recreate that atmosphere in Kerala. So we had to shoot at least one small sequence in that classroom. So I was wondering what to do, because I don't have any lights. So I got some white cloth stretched on the ceiling, and through windows I put some reflectors and filled up the room with the existing sunlight. So somehow I managed to do that. Film, it has come out really nice, because thanks to Eastman Color, it has come out very good. That film, we were shooting mostly during day only, no night shooting in that location. So early morning we won't be having shooting, because the light will be warm. So we'll shoot from 8 o'clock or something like that. Then till about 11 or 11:30. Then the light will become top light. So we won't shoot in top light. Then again we'll start at 3 o'clock. Then till 5 o'clock or something like that. So like that we used to shoot. So in the after 5 o'clock I used to take the sunset shots and things like that. So he gave me full freedom to use the available light as best possible as possible. So that got me the first Kerala State Award for cinematography for me for the film Deep. From then on, I started doing many more pictures with IV Shashi. I had done about more than 10 films, and KG George also 10 films. And then Bharathan, I had done about 8 or 9 films, and PG Vishwambaran about 12 films. Like that, with all popular directors, I managed to work in Malayalam, which have earned me a good name, because I got 2 times state award for Bharathan's films, Radhinirvedam, Chamaram. And Hariharan's film, Oru Vadakkan Veeragatha, also got a state award for my film. And I was lucky to be associated with IV Shashi, because his first color film was Idavadavare. So that was the time we joined together, and that film was a big success, both in Kerala and Tamil Nadu also. And I continued working with him for several other films. So the time came when we had a plan to shoot a film in US. That is Edam Kadalinakkare. That was done in 2 languages, Ore Vanam Ore Bhumi in Tamil and with Jaishankar. And Edam Kadalinakkare with M.G. Soman, and Seema was the heroine. Seema and K.R. Vijaya acted that. So that shooting was I think that was the first time that a Malayalam film was being shot in outside the country, that is in US. So that was a very good experience, because we went there with all camera, film and everything, and we had to find locations, and also we didn't have a big crew. I had only one assistant, and there were no makeup man, no costumer and things like that. We had to do everything ourselves, because even assistant directors were not there. And we are shooting in 2 languages, 2 versions. And it was shot in New York, Canada also we shot, Niagara Falls and things like that. So it was a great experience working abroad, because without any assistance we purchased some lights and we had to take the connection, set up the lights and shoot. And we shot the scenes like that, and also some chase sequences, car chase sequences, helicopter shots and things like that. Everything was a new experience for me to do it. And then next film, I wished she wanted to do a cinemascope film. So in Malayalam there was no cinemascope films done before. And in Tamil, Rajaraja Cholan was the first cinemascope picture, but afterwards they didn't go for cinemascope. So, so it was also a new experience for me, because we had to do in cinemascope. So that time the camera were not available, so we had to go to Bombay to get the camera, and we had to do some tests, and then we did the shooting. But then what happened, because we started making the film in Malayalam, but then budget and all became big, so we thought we'll do it both in Tamil and Malayalam. So Rajinikanth, Kamal Haasan and Jayabharati, and others came in, so it became a big star cast, and we could not complete the film in one schedule, so it went on to many schedules. So finally, when it got released, before that another Malayalam film, Tacholi got released. So it took the honor of being the first Malayalam cinemascope film. Even though we started earlier, but we could not finish it before that. So that happened. So after some time, Navodaya wanted to make a 70mm film. That time, Prasad Lab had a 70mm theatre, newly constructed. So they had a 70mm processing facilities also there. So we thought we will do a 70mm film with Navodaya. That was Padayotam. So for that we had taken tests with the camera, and then because usually 70mm films are shot with 65mm negative. So, but 65mm negative is very expensive, and the cameras, only few cameras are there. That is, you have to hire from Hollywood and all. So all Indian films, including Sholay and all, it was shot in cinemascope and later on blown up to 70mm. So that was the process done in those days. So we also shot in cinemascope, because the format is almost the same. The ratio is almost same. 1:2.33 is the ratio, but 70mm it will be slightly less. Only edges will be little bit cut. Otherwise, it's almost same. So aspect ratio is almost same. So we used to take tests and determine how much is getting cut off and frame it accordingly. And also for blowing up, we will get more grains. So we had decided to use only normal film, not high-speed film, because high-speed film is more grainy. So normal film was used. and long shots at night is difficult to light up with this slow film. So we used to get arc and brute lights, because arc and brute lights are very powerful lights, so that you can light up large areas, because in those days there was no HMI lights and things like that. We used arc and brute lights, and also many brute lights for daylight purposes. And that film was shot like that over a period of 8 or 9 months. And then finally it was blown up and printed at Prasad Lab. So we had a 6-track stereophonic sound in system, that because all the first the prints are taken, and then it is magnetic striped at the edges, at both edges. He'll carry two tracks, and another soundtrack will be there in the edge of the frame, so that we get six magnetic tracks. So actually, because it's very expensive, we made only 4 prints. 4 prints are made in 70 mm. And those before making the prints, we went to the theaters, wherever it is to be exhibited with a test reel. One reel we went there, so that we will go there and we'll project it along with the lab people and also the sound people, so that they can evaluate the brightness and picture quality, and also the whether all the tracks are working in the theater. Because many of the theaters, even though they had the 70 mm projectors, they were not getting 70 mm films, so they were not properly maintained. So in that case, you have to check whether all the amplifiers and others are working, speakers are working, so that all the tracks are working. So in order to check that, we went and projected one test roll in all the 4 theaters, and saw to that the picture and sound are perfect, and likewise that was released there. Even though I have been doing mostly Malayalam films, I also happen to do Tamil films also, because while doing Malayalam films, some of the Tamil directors who had seen my work had approached me. One of them was J. Mahendran. So actually Mahendran wanted me to do his film with him. But unfortunately I had already committed to Bharathan's different work. So then I recommended that Ashok Kumar, that's a cameraman, Ashok Kumar is working in Malayalam films. And that's how Ashok Kumar got introduced to Mahendran, and Nenjathai Kellade cinema he has worked. And later on he became a regular with J. Mahendran. And also once I was doing a film with Bharathan, that is Bharathan's Prayanam was made in Tamil, called Savitri. So that re-recording was going on. So one bearded gentleman came and told me he saw the work and he wanted to meet me, and he said, I am T. Rajendra, because he said, I liked your work very much, we should work together and all. But unfortunately we could not get our dates synced, so we could not get associated further. But meanwhile, Geo Pictures, they wanted to make a Malayalam film with a new director. So they called me, Geo Kuttappan, he called me, he said, there's a new director, he has done one Kannada film, so please come and meet him. So I went to his office, and there I met Maniratnam. Manirathnam directed his third film was Pagal Nilavu. And Pagal Nilavu was Satyajodi movies produced that. And with Satyaraj, Murali, Revati and all, it was a very well made film. It was shot in near Nagargoil and around Kuttalam and all those places. And it was a very good experience working with him, because he is very particular about his shots and he knows what he wants, and also very well planned, because it was a Tamil film, so he used to do the dialogues also himself, so he had a full control over that. It had beautiful songs by Ilayaraja and a very good performance by the artists, and Satyaraja has done a very good role as a Don, as an underworld Don like thing, and it was a reasonably a good success. Actually, you can see some of the characters and also some of the scenes from the film in Kamala's Nayagan film. You can see some of the scenes are there still because some actors who have acted in that as Satyaraj's son is there in that Nayagan also as Kamal Hassan's son. Actually, this character was developed into a Nayagan character, and it was a very good experience working with Manirathnam, and we are still friends. But after his Pagal Nilavu, I could not work with him because I had some other commitments with Malayalam films, and moreover I shifted from Chennai to Trivandrum. So with my family I shifted, so I could not get in touch with most of the Tamil films later on. Then I did a few Tamil films, Padum Vanambadi, which was a very big hit because it's a remake of Disco Dancer, and it was shot entirely in mostly in studios in Chennai and also in Chennai city. That was a very big hit. So I have done nearly 140 feature films, and one of the films happens to be an Arabic film. That is Oman's first Arabic film. Their country has not produced any film so far, so they produced one Arabic film. It's called Al Boom, directed by Khalid Al Saddali. So that film was shot entirely in Oman. We provided all other technical assistance like editors, music, camera, and the direction and actors and all Omanis. And also I have done some English films also, directed by Rajiv Anjal, Beyond the Soul. And to sum up, it was a very good experience starting from 1971 till now. I have been doing films, but actually after doing 70mm film, Navodaya wanted to do something further, so they were wondering what to do for next, because they want to do something innovative. Then I said you can do 3D, because I had some literature on 3D. There's a special issue of American Cinematographer in 1974 issue, special issue on 3D. So I gave that book to director Jijo and told him you can get all the details, because after 70mm the next advancement is 3D. So I told him you go for 3D. So then I went to US, and then met those people, and then got some test reels, and he came to Alleppey in Kerala. So there they were projecting the test reels. So Ashok Kumar, who was shooting Endama Mota Kutiyamma in that studio, he happened to see the 3D projection, and he liked it very much, and he had offered to work in that film. So, but then Jijo actually was very much interested in having me, but the production side they said Ashok is interested, and he is allotting his time for any number of days for that film. So why not we have him? Like that they had him. So now I am in the process of shooting 3D film, which I am both directing and also photographing. It's called Professor Dingan. The work is going on, because now the technology has changed. Because in those days you had film, and in film cameras you can see the result only after processing and then projecting, so that's a long delay. But now the technology has improved, that you can instantly see everything in monitor. So any mistakes you can correct right on the spot. Or even if something happens, you can do it later on in post. In post you can do a lot of things. You can entirely change the images. You can play it with in any way you want. You can play with colors and also light and composition and camera movements, and also the speed. Everything can be manipulated. But whereas when you are shooting in film, you have the restrictions, because you can't change many of the things. Most of the things are fixed. So that is the difference between these things. So now the technology has advanced so far that camera sensors capable of shooting even in moonlight. Even in moonlight you shoot, it looks like daylight. So that sort of advancement is there. So that doesn't mean that you can shoot without lights. How you creatively use it, that is the main thing. Wherever you want the light to be there, you have to create that light and shade. So that is the main thing. Another thing is regarding equipments. Equipments means in those days we had only trolley track, or even crane was a luxury, because you had to, if you want a crane shot, you had to bring the whole thing in a lorry and then transport it to location. You can't take it to, there are no roads, you can't take the crane there. So now so many portable cranes are there, and even Steadicam has come, and even that is being replaced by gimbals, and so that you can have you can move the camera anywhere you want, and also a helicam, and all facilities are there. But the ultimate thing is how you creatively use, how you effectively use. That is the thing. When I came to Madras in 1971, my film's music director was M.P. Srinivasan. So he was a very well-known musician as well as a trade union activist. So he told me, you should become a member of the association. So at that time we had only Cine Technicians Guild. So Nimai Ghosh was the president of Cine Technicians Guild. So I became a member of CTG, Cine Technicians Guild. In 71, I joined there. And then afterwards, SICA was formed, and I joined there as member. At that time, Vincent Master was the president, and I became, later on, I became the life member also of SICA, because and a series of presidents, others came on, And after Vincent Master, P.N. Sundaram sir was there. Sundaram sir was a very active person and always used to call me and inform me and invite me for many of the functions. Even though I am in Trivandrum, I used to go there and attend some of the programs, and also SICA awards function like that. And now the present leadership in SICA is doing extremely good work, because every time I am finding that they are conducting so many workshops. I really miss being there, because now I am settled in Trivandrum. I am not able to attend, because every month they are having some workshop, so that people can know about the latest equipments and latest technology and all these things. And also members' films are being screened, and membership is strengthened, and also they are giving a pension to indigent members, and also for people who are dying also they are helping their families. Family benefit is being given, and also medical and other educational benefits like that. It has become a really truly very good organization, helping all the members in financially as well as their intellectually, and also supporting them to come up with better and better works. Also, in that website also is very educative. You can get a lot of information. You can learn a lot of things about the old cinematographic technology and new technology, and also the people who have devoted their life for the Indian cinema as well as South Indian cinema. I should thank the all the office bearers of the present SICA, that they are doing excellent work in this field. My advice to the young generation and also the newcomers is, you have got the technology opened like never before, because you have the technology to manipulate image in every manner you want. But the thing is, it's not the equipment, it's the man who creates. So you have to have a creative mind only, then you can create. You can, if you are, just because you have the equipment, don't think that you can just get away with that. You can shoot anything, and later on, and somebody will process it properly and then do it. So my request is, first of all, you have to get yourself educated artistically. So look for the great paintings, look for great sculptures, go to museums, and also see many of the classic films, how it has been lit, and also listen to good music, visit some beautiful locations, watch the nature of light and shade in real life, how the sky changes from morning to dawn. So all these things are, if you observe, you will develop your artistic mentality, so that which will be useful in inspiring you to create the images you want. Because for that purpose you need concentration, because just because there is no film is being involved, you can shoot as much as you want. So people think that by shooting as much as they want, they can out of that they can get something better. So please don't go that way. Be sure of what you want to take. If you want to take a particular shot, you compose it properly. Don't think that you can crop it on later on in post. While taking itself, you compose it properly, light it up properly. If you want to cut the light from the background, cut it right here on the location, and maximum you try to create what effect you want while shooting itself, so that that is your creation. Because when it goes to post, so that becomes another person's creation. He has to crop it for you. He has to add some shadows there, or he has to make certain portions bright, certain portions dark, and things like that. So if you want to keep your own style, do it right while you are shooting in camera, and don't depend upon others to do it in the post. Technology is advancing very fast, because every day newer and newer technologies are coming, and you can see that from film now we have come to digital age, and in digital also they are keeping on increasing the resolution from 2K to 4K to 8K to 16K, like that it's going on. But the increase in resolution reaches a limit, because after a particular higher resolution our eyes cannot distinguish, because our eyes can distinguish only a particular level of resolution. After that it looks the same. So now they are going for a more immersive type of technology, like virtual reality or holographic images, and also augmented reality, and all these things are coming. And already we have virtual reality sets you are having, and also viewing is coming in even in phone. Also they are doing some advanced technology. For example, Red is coming out with hydrogen. That's a mobile phone, but it has got it is said to be with a holographic display, and also it can be used as an interface with red cameras also. So that mobile phone and camera is being interface is being brought up, so that you can use your mobile phone for making films also. So in that way technology is advancing, and I don't know where it is going to end, because already that's the edges are getting blurred, because virtual reality and also augmented reality and 3D VR is also there. And another side, gaming people are also entering in this virtual reality field. So in total, there's a lot of changes are coming, and we have to keep ourselves aware of whatever technology is coming, and get ourselves updated to stay in the field. Thank you.